Thanks for joining us this morning, Greg. I wanted to start off just asking you, how long have you been retired now?
Well, it's nice to be here, Susan, and coming up to 2 years.
Okay. So settling into that retirement, what was it like when your working life came to an end?
It's quite scary because you've come from a structured process for the last 48 years of my working life, and then all of a sudden to go, I've now retired, what starts now? It is a new chapter, but I also looked at it as being a positive.
Yes.
So as opposed to going, oh, what's next? So taking out of it for me was, yes, scary, but positive as well.
Yeah, that's a great way to approach it. Obviously, one of the things that is a bit concerning these days, we've got an ageing population, and add on top of that the fact that we've got this loneliness epidemic. So that's something that, people going into retirement, people planning for their retirement, I think need to be aware of. Were there moments over the last couple of years that you felt lonely since retiring?
Certainly in the early part, because you're surrounding yourself with a lot of people in your working life, and phones are ringing, emails are coming in, you're meeting other people, then all of a sudden that stops. And you go, ooh, there is that sense of loneliness.
Yes.
Because that's all been left behind. And what it does, it makes you reflect, and also you can either decide to stay like that, or you can do something about it.
Yeah. And so did you find your social networks change significantly when you left work? I mean, obviously when people leave work behind, they're probably leaving a lot of their work colleagues. But did it impact any of your other friendships?
I actually think it probably enhanced the friendship.
Yes.
Because when you're in your working life, yes, you do make friends, but at the end of the day, you also got their colleagues. So I've found in the last 2 years, I've reconnected more frequently who I regard as friends in my social network, and I've known them for a long, long time.
Yes.
But I've actually spent more time with them, even probably more than we were in our working life.
Okay.
So, But look, it's a tough one, because realistically, when you're at work, you're just surrounded by that same group of people, and it's like the family. And when that stops, that's...
Yes, it's almost like you take it for granted that you're going to have that group, that family group, or you're going to have that work group, until one day they're not there. Yeah,
you're seeing them at meetings, you're talking to them on a daily... That's the big thing, and that stops.
Yes.
But for me, I've found that I've reconnected more. We've got friends, we catch up for coffee, we breakfast.
Yeah.
We socialise, we play a sport, golf.
Yes. So there's more time perhaps to do things with the people that you really feel that you want to spend time with.
Yeah, because in your working life, it's really Monday to Friday in some cases, and then you've got 2 days.
Yes.
Whereas now it's like, you've got 7 days.
7 days to be social.
That's the big difference I've found. So.
In your experience so far, have you noticed loneliness is an issue among other retirees?
Yeah, look, I see it I've seen friends who have gone through that, and it's not easy to witness it, because they've lost a partner that they've probably had for a long, long time, and then to see them back away from doing things that you'd seen them do, and it becomes that, where's ABC today?
Yes.
Or does anyone, what's happening? I'm with a group of men that live where we live, and once a month on a Friday, we meet and socialise, just for a couple of hours, chat, solve problems of the world. But when you don't see someone from that group for a period of time, the question is, what's happened? And you've got to try and re-navigate back to that person to find out, how come you're not coming to these
Yeah.
again? And they've sort of just withdrawn from everyone, and that's difficult to see.
I think you've raised a very good point too, because it's not just at this stage that people are leaving the workforce, but again, as we get older, you know, the loss of a husband, wife, partner, you know, health challenges that we have as well. So I think that's a good point that you've raised, that we need to also be thinking about, you know, what happens when. Because those things are going to happen, you know, over a period of the next, you know, 20, 30 years.
And as you get older, it becomes more frequent.
Yes, yes. And have you noticed any patterns between what the people who seem to be thriving in retirement have done or planned around and those who seem to be struggling? Are there any patterns there?
I think those that have transitioned, if you like, with their retirement have planned
Yep.
for it. And I suppose it comes back from a working perspective as well, where you've got a structured timeline. You can bring that back into retirement. I've seen that those who have got a purpose or are doing things are actually doing much, much better than those who go, I've reached the age of retirement, I'm going to retire.
Yes.
And then everything stops.
Yes.
Because, if you like, there is no plan moving forward. And I think those who have planned for retirement, that I've seen, are in a much better system in terms of socially than those who have just gone, yeah, I've reached the age of retirement, done, dusted, happy, end of it. But when they get to that point, it's like, ooh, actually, what's next? Yes, I want to retire, but I've seen those that we see now that are, just not that connected because they don't have that plan in place. Now, for some, you know, for what could be different reasons why they haven't planned. Who knows? Health.
That's
can be one of
right,
them.
yeah. Sometimes retirement
Yeah.
happens before we actually
Correct.
expect
You don't
it
have
to
to
happen.
you don't have to get to the age of retirement. It can
Yeah,
happen. You're right.
yeah.
And health is the big one.
Yes.
So it's like, if you've got your health, it makes life easier. No doubt about it. So yeah, but as I said, it's those that have planned for retirement, know what they're getting in themselves for, what they want to see in their next. No one knows how long we've got.
No.
And it's just making sure that you've got all your ducks in a row potentially to help you through that next phase.
Yeah.
So.
And when you talk about planning and structure, I guess that's probably not just like a longer term plan, but I'm thinking that probably maybe one of the things is also just having a plan and some structure for each day. Would you say that's how you've approached it?
Yeah, 100%. So what I've done, first thing I did in the year that I'd retired was get a big calendar,
Yes.
put it in the study, and I'd mark things every day.
Okay. Yes.
And then when the day had finished, I'll put a line through it. If you look back at the last 2 years at the calendars, every day's got something on it.
Yes.
And it might be trivial, might be just catching up for a coffee with a mate. That's on it because it's the plan. And that's what we've come through in the past as being that structure. We know what we're going on. We often hear it with sporting players who have had everything laid out to them for say 10 or 15 years, where to be, what you eat, all that. Then when that stops, they're at an absolute loss. They have no idea what tomorrow is going to bring. I felt that if I had that same sort of structure though, and say mow the lawns,
Yes.
cut
Okay.
the hedge, meet for a coffee, go to the dentist, go to a GP appointment.
Yeah.
Seeing those on a calendar made it so much easier.
And I suppose too what we're talking about is purpose. So purpose doesn't have to be a huge, item. Purpose can be just those things that get us up and moving of a day. And I'm thinking that, getting out, mowing the lawn, there's a chance then you're going to talk to the neighbour. So there's those incidental, opportunities to connect with people that you're not going to get if you're staying, inside watching the TV.
Correct. I've actually met more people in where we live since I've retired than when just
when you're
normal
working.
day to day.
Yes.
Because that Monday to Friday,
Yeah.
your whole purpose was
Get to work.
get to work. Now it's like, hey, gee, hi,
That's great. So looking back, we've kind of touched on this a bit. So what would you say helped you move into retirement in a more connected way? I guess one thing I do know about you, Greg, is that you actually started to transition to retirement, I think, by reducing the number of days
Yes.
that you worked.
Yeah, I think for me personally, that was the best thing I could have ever done, because it gave you then an idea. I was very fortunate, reported to a boss that was pretty open, and I said to him, 3 years really. I didn't have a timeline when I was going to retire. I didn't say like on March the 1st, whenever it was, that's going to be my last day of my working life. Where some people do that, they put
Yes.
it on their phone, they have a countdown clock. For me, it was like, I need to know what it's like to work less than 5 days a week and have something else where now whether that was as a result of the COVID issue where it became, maybe there's more to life than just working 5 days a week. So, 3 years prior to retiring, transition for me was to go from 5 days to 4 days. So you get a long weekend if you like.
Yes.
And really, really interesting. Your work doesn't change like what your input is.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything else reduces by 20%, your income reduces by 20%, but your workload doesn't. But what it gave me was to go, I get 3 days long weekends. That's 3 days, an extra 20% of my time is spent outside of a working environment every week. And I thought that would be a good litmus test for me to go, could you do it then if it was 5 days a week or 7 days a week where you're not
Yes.
at work?
Yes.
And for me, perfect balance.
Yes.
And it gave me an opportunity to go, you know what? When the time comes and when I know it's right, I think my transition will be easier.
Yes. Yes.
As
You
opposed-
practiced.
Correct, practice.
Yes.
It's like we do in a lot of things we do, we practice.
Yeah.
It was great from that, for me
Yeah.
personally. Not for everybody.
No.
Everyone has different reasons, but I thought that was the best way to approach the retirement phase, because that's the next chapter of the book, if you
Yeah.
like, of life.
Yes.
So for me, it was like, yay, let's see what are you going to like it? Are you going to like having the
Yeah.
3 days at home?
And so just broadly, I guess, for, our audience, what were some of the things that you then, I guess, took up? Like you sort of touched on sport. So how do you sort of spend some of the time that you now have?
For me personally, the best thing I ever did was volunteer.
Okay.
Now, yes, I love sport, love a lot of things, but sport was always a passion. But there was something about volunteering that sort of piqued my interest, because it, again, helps with that social connection,
Yes.
where you're meeting new people, so you're getting out of your comfort zone to a
Yes.
point. And I think what volunteering for me has done is given me another purpose. And it's, for me, it's 3 hours a week volunteering. Best thing I did.
Yes.
And I remember
I
my
can
wife-
see you're very
Yeah.
passionate about it, which
Look,
is great.
Yeah, and I am. And it was really interesting. My wife Lisa said, you can have the first month off in retirement, but then you're going to have to look at doing something. And
Yeah.
when my previous role, the people I used to work with said, volunteering, is that something that would, I thought, so they sent me through some paperwork
Okay.
to volunteer
Okay.
at a local hospital.
Yeah, yeah.
And been great. And I
Yeah.
look forward to it that 3 hours a week
Yeah,
to
yeah,
be
yeah.
there. And
Yeah.
it's fantastic because
Yeah.
you meet a whole different set of people. And then the other side in terms of sport is obviously, hey, I get to play golf. Now, can I just say that leading up to retirement, I said to a lot of people, I'm not going to be one of those retirees that
Play golf?
play golf. Within probably 6 months of retirement, I joined a golf club. I probably play 36 holes of golf every week.
Yeah.
And it's a great release. If you like, it's my hobby.
Yes. Yes.
And again, it's just built up with another social network, but I also get to do it with friends that I've known for a long time.
Yeah.
And that's That's great. But so between, if you like, the volunteering
Yeah.
and the golf,
Yes.
happy as.
Yeah.
Happy as.
And I think, taking the golf and whatever, say, sport someone wants, you're getting multiple benefits. You're getting the fitness, but you're also getting that social connection.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. In terms of volunteering, it sounds like you hadn't volunteered earlier, you've been working. So I guess it's never too late for people then who might be interested in volunteering. And there's so many opportunities. I know that you also do some work with the homeless
Yes.
community.
Yep.
But I'm thinking, people can volunteer with so many different, organisations that are
Everyone
so
is out there
worthwhile.
wanting to volunteer.
Yeah.
And not everyone can. So there are a myriad of reasons why you can't when you retire. Health issues, all that comes into play. But if you're able to and you can give up, sometimes it's only a couple of hours a week, what you get back from it is enormous. And we're talking about loneliness and connections and how do we get to that next level. Volunteering is great because you meet different people who have come from different backgrounds, different races. It's just the perfect environment if you want to get that connection happening again. And it's great. It seriously is. If you can do it, make the leap. You'll find out pretty quickly whether it's for you or not.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And I think on that point about, whether it's for you or not, I think that's an important thing that I've heard from other people in retirement, that they thought they'd like something, but it didn't quite turn out to be. So I suppose that's also important, that people are, open to the fact that it might be a bit of trial and error. So I think, again, it's like anything. You take a bit of a risk, may pay off, maybe that's not the thing, but I think it's about not giving up.
100%. It is, because there's so much out there.
Yeah.
And really, the other side of it, volunteering, all it costs is really your time.
Yes.
That's it. And that's what I found. And it's interesting because I've got a lot of friends who, in a little network, that volunteering is not for them.
Yeah.
And I understand
Yeah.
that. It's
Yeah.
not for everyone. It's
Yeah.
not a one-size-fits-all approach to retirement. But if it's just something else that helps fill in the time and get you that social connection and talking, that's,
Yeah, so important.
very important, I think. Yep.
So if you could give one piece of advice about preparing for a socially connected retirement, Greg, what would it be? I know that's a tough ask, but it could be more than one piece, but just your thoughts on some good advice that you'd give someone who's, maybe 12 months out from retiring.
Embrace it. If you're 12 months out and that's where it's going to be, have a plan.
Yeah.
Embrace it, enjoy it. Because if you like, it's the transition from everything you've done from when you were born. So we've all gone through these chapters in our lives, some good, some bad. Retirement's one of those that you're going to have to meet. And some people, as you alluded to earlier, some people don't get the opportunity to retire.
Sadly, yes.
Yeah, just embrace it. It's not that bad. Yes, it's a leap of faith, but embrace it, enjoy it, try something new. It doesn't matter what it is. Dabble in something that you've probably not ever thought about doing, and just write your next chapter. And I think that's...
Yeah, I love that. Write your next chapter, absolutely, yeah.
That's the piece of advice I would give.
Thank you. Thank
Thanks,
you for
Susan.
joining us, Greg. That
You're
was a
welcome.
great chat. Thank
Cheers.
you. Today's conversation highlights something important, that preparing for retirement is not only about finances. It is also about social connection, purpose and community. Thank you for listening. This is The Loneliness Project. I'm Susan and I'm glad you're here.